Hi everyone, Colin Hall, BizPlans UK. Another video in this series on the UK budget, and this time looking at some of the wider tertiary consequences that aren't mentioned in the budget but may well end up happening and affecting lots, if not all, businesses. The first one is to do with skills and workplace practices. If it costs you more to employ people, you have an incentive to look at ways to save money and use them differently. And the costs are going up depending on your wage bill and the average employee wage, between 4 and 9%, with those who have higher wages having to pay less increase and those with lower wages paying more. That creates an incentive to try and find smarter ways of using those staff. Maybe you will get people to double up on responsibilities, which will in turn lead to more training requirements and skilling them up. Maybe you therefore look to hire people who have greater skills because they already have them. You need to spend less money doing the training. Maybe you change your work patterns. Maybe you move to less full-time staff or more full-time staff, depending on how the economics works for your shift patterns. But there will be some subtle changes over time, and different companies will try different things, and the UK labour market will look quite different by the end of this parliament to what it does today. So that's the first one. The second one is that we're going to see changes for the same reason to supply chains. One of the ways that you can reduce costs is to not do things yourself and give them to somebody else who is an expert and therefore do them more efficiently and, you would hope, less costly. So if you have a whole range of functions within your business which aren't core to your offering, then why not consider outsourcing them to somebody for whom they are core, can do them at a lower cost than you, and both share in the benefit. I suspect we'll see more of that as companies train and skill up and resource to manage the requirement. And finally, I think we're going to see impact on the property market. I mentioned in a previous video that the phasing out of reliefs for holiday lets will have an impact, and I think we will see some transactions in that sector as a result. But generally speaking, the anticipation of higher borrowing costs for both personal loans and business loans will result in less transactions, lower demand. So if you're in that sector, then you may be in for a hard time. So that's it for today, and next time I'll look at some of the winners from the budget. Cheers.